are you going to? Thank you.
Would you please pray with me? Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you. Thank you for allowing us to live where we live. Thank you for the people that live here and that show so much support to our community. Thank you for our law enforcement officers and our first responders. And thank you for peace that we have in Wichita County. The love, the security that we have just because we live in this great place. Lord, thank you for the many blessings that I've received every day. Thank you, Lord, for touching each and every one of our lives. And thank you most especially for dying for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thanks, sir. You go join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge, please. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Take seats, please.
I'll teach y'all how to do that right.
We're teaching what, begging for...
That right there is how you do it.
I talked to James Frank, and he doesn't even know anything about that.
Yeah. He's being correct.
Well,
just let me get my first grade teacher on the phone, and she'll set everybody straight.
She's not still alive, is she?
I don't know.
Moving right along.
Oh. All right. If I could ask the court to take action on the consent agenda.
Judge, having reviewed the consent agenda, I'd make a motion that we accept it as presented.
Second. Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Mahler, second by Commissioner Gonzalez to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any comments or questions by anyone?
Let's just point out to the audience, number 6, which I think is a good thing. Motion to authorize the county judge to sign a resolution authorizing the transfer of ownership of trustee property at 806 Dallas Street and 808 Dallas Street to Habitat for Humanity for the construction of 2 low moderate income housings and authorize the city manager to execute the deed. This is just another example of how great and strong this community is. So I just want to make sure everybody didn't miss that. It's another good deed that we are doing today.
Ms. Hoffman, did you have any comments from City Property Manager?
Do you have any questions for me?
We appreciate you being here.
I didn't realize it was going to be on the consider.
Pat.
We just wanted to see you, so we left it that way. All right, we appreciate that.
You know, along with Lee's comments, the great thing about that project down there is that has created a whole new little neighborhood down there that looks good and is well maintained, and it is certainly a move in the right direction on
And it has families living in it.
helping revitalize that community. That's
Absolutely.
been a very successful project, and it fits very well right in that location.
I will add that we may be seeing more of these for Habitat and some of the other, because Habitat, as you well know, funding's tight everywhere, and some of their funding has been cut, because in the past, we've sold to Habitat, they bought because they had the federal dollars to do it with, as opposed to just donating. But the Texas Property Code does allow us to donate for low to moderate, so we'll probably be seeing more and more of this as we go forward. So
Are they going to have to pay for the mowing services and everything? We're going to waive all that?
they won't pay for anything.
Good deal.
But it'll come back on the roll to a degree, won't it?
Right, it'll come back on the tax roll, because what they'll do is they will build and it'll go to a low to moderate income family, and then it'll be back on the tax roll for more than what we've got it for, because it's just a vacant lot right now.
Sure. Wow, great.
It's a home run.
Yeah. Pat, in the spare time you have in your office, Laura Sotelo with Catholic Charities and working with the Veterans Committee out of the city, they are looking at a program on, I'm going to blow the name on it, it's mini houses for veterans. Did she talk? Yeah, or have you?
I've read about it, but no, I have not talked to them.
Yeah. At any rate, they're going to first try to determine the number of veterans that might want those kind of homes and set up an area. So I'm thinking in some of that, when we're looking at property, if we said, okay, this might be a good area of land to develop that.
Because we actually have blocks and blocks of property, are contiguous, that would really work well for something like
And these would be somewhat probably more of a compound or closer, more than one on a piece of property, and because I'm thinking of the development to put sewer and water in like that might be something, but, you know, just no one said it to you, you might not be aware, but if you're going through them, you say, wow, this might really fit into that. They've got a lot of background work to do on it, but the ball is starting to roll.
We'll definitely keep our eyes and ears open for a good location.
All right, thank you very much. All right, if there's no other comment or discussion, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 1 on general business, to review and approve the emergency and regular bills for payment.
Judge, after reviewing, make a motion that we approve our emergency and regular bills for payment.
All right.
I'll second that, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Waller to approve the emergency and regular bills for payment. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2 is receive briefing from Mrs. Kelly, and Mr. Crutchfield has said that they did not get everything they wanted together today, so that will be put off for a while. Item number 3 is discuss, consider, or take action to approve a quote from Bob Barker for inmate jumpsuits, trousers, in the amount of $5,815.36 to be paid from $105.61.3506 jail clothing supplies. This is somewhat a routine replacement, and but because of the amount, it had to be on the agenda to be approved.
Well, Judge, in all fairness, I would really like Bob to come here and give a presentation to the court, because I would really like to get his autograph.
Well, it's not the same.
Not the same one.
Sorry about that.
Judge, this is a budgeted
Oh,
item,
my word.
and I'd make a motion that we approve the inmate jumpsuit and trouser purchase.
Okay,
No, I'll second that.
thank you. Whether Bob comes or not.
Yeah.
Whether Bob
that'd
comes
be
or not.
All right. Motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Harvey to approve the requested item as stated. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
We
Motion
thought
carries.
we might get to spin the big wheel or something. Anyway, probably not.
Well, I bet you there's somewhere in the Kiowa Cook stuff that wheel from used at homecoming is around someplace.
Probably so.
Okay, item number 4 is discuss, consider, take action to authorize the purchase of 2 add-on scale nodes from Parity Consulting in the budget amount of $21,089.90 and 1 HP switch from Parity Consulting in the budget amount of $1,193.05 plus shipping to be paid from 100.412.5001 capital expenditures transferred to the appropriate lines as determined by the county auditor. Mr. Crutchfield.
Yes, sir. These are for the Polycom transversal, actually replacing the transversal that we were going to get.
English. English.
And slowly.
Use our video system on the internet with the additional purchase of a piece of software rather than some hardware that Polycom has replaced. We've had requests from Federal Bureau of Prisons, and I think most recently from U.S. Marshal Service, to be able to interview some inmates via video teleconferencing. And the way we're configured right now, our system does not support that. These add-on nodes and the additional software will support that. We've been able to work this into our budget for this year. It wasn't specifically budgeted, but the way we did the exchange system replacement freed up some funds to support these. If y'all would like to move forward with that. We definitely need to switch if you don't want to move forward with the scales.
Well, George, is this taking a step closer to what we talked about with you and Ashley about our attorneys being able to, from their office,
Yes, sir.
interview and not type the interview rooms?
Yes, sir.
That's really good.
But we still need to look at
Yeah.
those, we talked about the portable rooms or whatever to be able to wheel in out of the storage area and then put in there and do that. for,
It's just like a portable sound booth,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah,
And we still need the connection.
yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
On that note, George, does this, and when we are able to get to that point, does that replace or can have the ability to help with those phones there when, on the visitation windows, the general public visitation?
Does that make
Not
sense?
at all.
Be separate.
Don't think we're at that point yet, no, sir.
You know, Commissioner Watts, we checked those, we just had one phone that was giving us trouble, and I believe that's been resolved.
Well, but have you been out there and listened?
No,
It
Derek,
sounds like
Derek.
way in a whale. I mean, just a real.
The acoustical.
Well,
feedback.
if you're sitting side by side, you can't hear the person. He's clear, he doesn't, there's nothing, but it's just really restrained. And your face, I mean, he's the other side of your counter right there
Right.
in front of you, but it just very,
I didn't listen for myself, but Chief Matter went down
He
and
checked them.
checked them all, and there was one phone that we called in a repair order for. So I don't know if that's just the normal everyday, the way that stuff works, or
well, it's
But
a
it shouldn't.
recording device on there. I'm assuming that's
a
recording all those conversations?
I was asked to get on a committee. We're going to write an RFP for a new video system, visitation, and also phone calls to record from the actual booking. So GTL has changed hands, I believe, and so they wanted to go out for a new RFP. So hopefully it's supposed to start in October, I think is the goal for that. So we'll get to go out and look at some new.
I'm assuming what we've got's very old
Very,
as far
very
as the
old.
technology behind it.
Yes. And there's also some advancements with Tyler, how it will work with as far as buying phone cards and it technically some of the new software works with Tyler and Keith where you can actually use your commissary funds to buy your phone card. It all talks together.
is that in Munis or in Odyssey?
And that would be an Odyssey.
Wow, okay.
That stuff is awesome.
That's good.
So that's a goal for October.
Good, okay.
Very good. Judge, I'd make the motion that we authorize the purchase of the two add-on scale nodes from Parity Consulting for $21,089.90 and one HP switch from Parity Consulting priced at $1,193.05 plus shipping to be paid from 100.412.5001 capital expenditures and transfer to the appropriate line as determined by the auditor.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as presented on the agenda. Any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 5 is to discuss, consider, take action, or authorize purchase of two 2016 Rhino 472 mowers for Precinct 2 from Quality Equipment Company, and at quoted price of $4,285 each for a total of $8,570 to be paid from 222.220.5001 capital expenditures. Commissioner Harvey.
These are two 6-foot brush hogs for mowing our ditches. The ones I have are,
They're rhinos.
well, people understand what a brush hog is. It's a mower, but it's just replacing two mowers that have come to the end of their life. I'll just
But
put it to you that way.
It's on the buy board quote, the same as the following item.
No. No, the buy board item is only the tractor. What we did, Commissioner Watts, is on these three mowers we're buying two mowers for Precinct 2 and one for Precinct 1, but we got 5 quotes from area vendors on our exact what we wanted, and Quality Implement was the low bid.
But where is the just on the tractor?
The tractor, I believe, is on the buy board, is that not? Yeah.
But they don't have we don't have the ability to push the rhinos through the buy board? Through
Why not?
Quality Implement? Or did Quality Implement not selling us this tractor?
Yeah, they are.
So if Quality Implement's on the buy board, why couldn't we buy the mowers through buy board?
Oh, I see what you're saying, get credit for the
It
purchase.
hadn't been bid on the,
Yeah,
through
just
the buy
get
board.
credit for
Yeah.
the
I
purchase.
see what you're saying,
If they're a qualified vendor.
they are.
and they
They're
are,
delivering the tractor for buy board, so they are a qualified vendor.
but they're
If possible.
delivering the mowers not through buy board. I believe if you do buy through the buy board, they mark it up, I believe.
And then.
But I'll ask Mr. Hodges, if we can get credit for that, that'd be good.
There is an exchange of fees,
Yeah.
but we get a rebate at the
You
end
get
of
the
the
rebate
year.
at the
So
end.
the net is, we do come out a little bit better.
Okay. So moved, Judge.
All right, sir, thank you.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as presented. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 6, discuss, consider, take action, or authorize the purchase of a John Deere 5055E utility tractor from Precinct 1 through the buy board, delivering dealer. It's Quality Equipment Company at selling price $31,787.54, and purchase a 2016 Rhino 472 mower at a quoted price of $42.85 for a total of $36,072.54 to be paid from 221.210501 capital expenditures by transfer of lines as signed by the county auditor. Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes, this is to replace a tractor that we've had. We have been using it, but it's just worn out, and it's starting to cost us more than what we need to be paying. So we're just going to replace it. And there's the John Deere 555E. It's supposed to be John Deere 5065E.
What's horsepower rating, you know? Is that a 50 horse deal or
I think it's 100, isn't it, Ray?
No, I don't. It's
80.
not that big for 31,000?
I think it's 80.
Yeah, I was thinking 75.
Isn't that 80 horsepower?
Yeah, it's probably not 100 at 31.
It's front wheel assist?
No.
I bet not.
No?
Not for that price. You can't
Well,
buy
I mean,
much
your
for-
last one you got was a 100-horse front wheel assist.
Yeah, that's for the.
But that's for the Batwing,
Yeah.
the big mower.
This is
Okay.
just for
This is
6-foot
your
mower.
trim up.
This is
deal.
our trim tractor.
You can't buy much for 31,000 anymore. No. I can remember when that was a big deal.
I'll make that as a motion.
All right.
I'll second that.
Second, thank you. Motion by Commissioner Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Muller to approve the item as stated. Any other comments? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
Since I seconded that, can I borrow it?
Yeah. You can borrow the old one.
I get the whole one, okay.
That's what he does to me.
Which doggone it.
Okay, guys, the other thing is, follow on, when are we going to get rid of those? We're going to put them up on auction, run them through the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and could we go ahead and move forward with, Darrell Schote had volunteered to help us put that together.
Yeah.
Could we, I've got a lot of stuff, and
I think Donald's got some stuff.
Well, y'all need to get your stuff list
Would-
together and get
would
them.
you-
Or should we just have an auction? If you've got enough stuff, you can have your own.
is that better, Barry?
Well, I don't know. We'd talk to Darrell, he'd know. And I can't answer that.
Well, you still have to have service.
But I think that you'd get more bidders on that equipment if we put it online like Darrell's talking about.
Doing the Renee Bates deal or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I don't.
That's been good on getting rid of the vehicles.
I think what you do, though, if you've got several pretty good pieces and you've got some other things you need to dispose of, that's a good way to do it. Just go ahead and have a sale, and then you can bring all that stuff together.
Well,
But
we
if you
need to
don't
be
have
sure
the
we put a
mis-
reserve on some of
Yeah.
that stuff.
But if you
'Cause
don't
some
have
of
a
those
mis-
vehicles went for
yeah.
$200.
miscellaneous, well, that's probably exactly what they were worth.
You can't buy a set of hubcaps for that.
Well, could we coordinate that then, to go ahead and put
Yeah.
a early fall sale together?
Or we just, I mean, Darryl will know whether that's the thing. And it depends on what else you've got. If you've got some stuff sitting around you on, that's a good way to do it. But if you don't, just put those big items on the board. I mean, it's
Did you catch that
either way you want to do it.
number change? It's 50.
Or put it in,
But-
50, 65.
And
Mickey
very-
D's.
50.
Simon sale.
65.
But the deal is too, with having a live auction here, there's a lot of miscellaneous little stuff that we can,
Yes, stuff from the courthouse and from, we've got, that, and that's the thing. And we can also, if we want to, we can probably get in Mickey G's consignment auction that he has a couple times a year, so.
Who has the gin truck, or like big 2-ton or better with gin poles? Who can move miscellaneous heavy items that?
I'll be honest with you, best thing to do is just have Donald bring my Lowell over there and just load it
He can carry it and
on the dozer trailer.
Okay.
Yes, load on
We
flat.
can drive it around Burke, but we'd have to haul it to Electra.
Okay.
And it'll pick up the world.
You've got pretty good assortment, don't you?
Yeah, I do, and I need,
Yeah.
All that pipe and all that crap,
I need
get rid of
thinning it out. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. We,
Jail work orders.
in tomorrow's hearing on salary grievance, we're going to draw an additional 6 names for selection of public members. The ones we did the other day, we've gone through, and we need to work on the composition of that. Oh, I already have vote written down. It's 5-0.
oh,
Did you vote?
okay.
You want to hear it again, or?
No, no,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
All
I
right.
just
He was
missed
just concerned about it.
Then we
That's
got
all.
off on the used discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Nancy, do you have the list with you? Okay.
And Judge, explain these again now.
Okay, we drew 3 primary and 3 alternate the other day, and
Didn't fill the position.
didn't get enough attending, so we've got to have some more names. And we did call to see if all of these people would be available, so we know, or ahead of time, that they know if their name's drawn today, then they're subject to call for tomorrow's hearing.
So you need
And all
6.
these people come from past grand jury
Yes.
settings?
You need 6.
A.J. Mays,
Oh, Lord.
No comment.
Elizabeth Martin,
The price is right. No, that's,
Chris Key, Clifton O'Neill,
are you counting?
That's it right
That's
there.
it, okay, I think, yeah.
Baxter Dowing.
Are you holding one, Judge?
I have 2 of them right there.
Yeah.
And Richard Keeter. Okay. Those will be notified.
That hearing's tomorrow,
And that hearing's tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That is a public hearing. It has been posted
here.
here in this courtroom.
Thank you. Those go back in, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So who were the alternates?
They're all alternates. All 6 are alternates.
Oh, because of the first
But we'll
ones
go in the
were
order we
primary.
drew them, because
Okay.
first we had primary 3, we had 3 alternates. We
Yep.
still lack 1 person having enough, it
Oh.
looks like. So. Okay, we're down to the section to discuss and review jail work orders. Lieutenant Bonin gave us a good report and a summary on it. We had 18 scheduled work orders, 9 that came in. They completed 27, all of those, and then they completed an additional 4 longer-term projects they've been working on. And the list is staying about like it was. It's might be a little longer than it had been. I did see in his comments that suggested we look into, there was another shower that's got a pan problem, and I'd suggest that while we've got people out of the way and we're shifting people around in the jail, that we go ahead and maybe get that one and add it on to that bid that we
Is it at the
had.
annex, Judge, or is it?
I thought it was at the annex from the way he worded that. Any other comments or?
What is the update on the move-in for the roof?
Mr. Harvey?
I wasn't able to attend that meeting. Matter of fact, that meeting was canceled
Yeah.
and then rescheduled whenever I couldn't go to it. I did not get an update on the start.
Okay. Would you get
We're
that?
anticipating this month to begin.
Well, the way they talked, it was a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be in August. August has been the target date all along.
Okay.
Because he had said that in his proposal. He had another job that he'd be finishing up.
But the same crew that's going to do the installation will also do those repairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my understanding of the documents they turned in. Anything else on that?
Did y'all read all these work orders or skim down through these? Mm-hmm. Every one of these are just minor little
Yeah.
toilet difficult to flush, night light burned out.
Well, Commissioner, that's going to be our ongoing.
Well,
list.
sure, but what I guess my point is, mainly to the public, to our new media, that we're in pretty good shape other than just everyday, simple, routine, light bulb here, faucet needs to be, the rubbers need to be changed in them. I mean,
When you got 510 to 530 guests, that's going to be our normal
oh,
maintenance.
absolutely.
Have we scheduled a chip seal job for the parking lot out there? Is that,
No,
you know,
we have not scheduled that.
is that something that we could?
Parking lot out where?
Annex.
At the
Annex,
annex?
oh, okay.
You know, the cracks are rampant in it.
What kind of prep does it need? I haven't specifically looked at it, but I will.
It's gonna take a lot of oil.
Well, the other thing, we need to ask Vernon College what their participation level wants to be.
We did it last time, maybe Dusty will do it this time.
Do we have, are there concrete stops? in that
A
parking lot? I
few,
can't-
but it's
I can't
not
remember.
all, it's
Very
just few
many.
up by the front, but all the back, it's just.
It's wide open. Okay.
Which is good.
That is good. That makes it easier.
But you can run through there with the lull. They're just on the spike.
Yeah. You gonna have to zip it or?
No.
I would say no.
I just overlay it, Barry, I think. I
I
mean,
just
not-
seal chip it.
Seal chip it right
Yeah.
over the
Or
top of
chip
it.
sealing,
Do
whatever.
some, maybe do some repair and then,
Right.
okay.
We
Do
did
you-
some, we went over there and sprayed that whole area because there was a lot of grass.
That's the main thing.
Fog. You fogged it?
To where we could go in there and scrape it up pretty
Do-
easy.
Do we have to seal that, those cracks up before we go down with oil?
Good idea.
Be better if they're big.
Have you removed the grass, Ray,
No,
after y'all sprayed it?
no,
Y'all use glyphosate, Ray?
I don't know. I didn't go to that class.
He used weed killer.
Probably need some paraquat on it.
Oh, God.
What you need to do is track that like you were tracking it for a FEMA. And so we need to make sure that the connection is made with Dr. Johnson to talk about their share of that.
Okay,
Then on the roof deal, we need to get that bid together, put down and all of it, and get his square footage of the building to give him a clue on what that expense is, if you,
Okay.
you guys could.
And Matt knows what his square footage is.
They're 50,000 square foot is what we use.
It would be good to
Total
coordinate.
number divided by total.
Yeah,
Come up
about
with a-
175,000. and then
Is that
get-
what that is the number,
I think that's,
175?
yeah.
Okay,
It'll show you on the bid that you got on that.
okay.
Be good to coordinate schedules so we could do that while Vernon College wasn't in session. And, where you wouldn't have stuff in the way.
I don't think there's a time that they're not in session. You'll just have to do half the parking lot,
Lock it off.
yeah, because they have classes year-round.
The other thing you're going to have to look at is they're probably going to want that area that they utilize striped
They
back.
need to be striped.
Ask them, you need to ask them about that.
That'll be hard to do on that chip seal.
Sure
It'll be
will.
moving around.
It can be done.
Yeah, you can stripe it. Yeah,
You just have to roll it out good and then
and
sweep
cure
it.
it, let it cure for a while, then you
Yeah.
stripe
Sweep it.
it, but it needs to cure pretty solid.
I don't think he'd want to pay for the difference in the cost of asphalt to go on that. Just so.
And
he
there's
can
vendors
stripe.
out there that, what's that guy that keeps calling it, Steve Harris guy, wants to do our parking lots?
That's Steve he
Yeah.
does that, work on the side, the superintendent at City View.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, has-
Well, he's called up here wanting to know if he wanted us to come and do our little parking lots and stuff up here, so.
Well, he also was interested in the Iowa Park Annex parking lot, fixing that and striping it.
It still needs to be done.
Probably need to get a quote to see what we're
Well-
looking at.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we need to do it.
Well, there's no reason to rush. It's only been talked about for about 5 years, but other than that, it's not a big hurry. But it ought to be done. Okay, anything else on jail work orders? Okay, we're down to the part of the hearing for any public comment. Anyone in the audience have anything they wish to bring up? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Bohannon.
Judge, I just wanted to give John an update on the conversion from ACS to Tyler Eagle. We're moving right along. We look like we will be doing training August the 8th, that week through the 12th, and then going live on August the 22nd. And that is, on that note, my office will close at noon on August the 19th, so they can come in, take out the old equipment, put in the new equipment, get everything ready for us to be up and running Monday morning at 8 o'clock.
You're going to close at 2 o'clock on the 22nd, is that right? So what you put in your notice?
No, just
19th.
the 19th.
19th, I'm sorry, it's not. 19th at 2,
At noon.
at noon.
You were only off on.
I can't schedule that at 5.
It was
Stay
close.
open all day? I mean, what's the reason for doing that at noon?
Well, because that way we cut off ACS, because we still have to convert everything over to Eagle. And if we cut off at 5 o'clock, then we won't have everything converted and ready to go Monday morning. So if we cut off at noon, we can go ahead and download everything, get it to Tyler, they can have everything converted, because it takes several hours to download.
Okay.
So,
Ms. Bohannon, would you remind the public, with a election coming in November, what is the time frame for voter registration prior to that election? What's the cutoff?
it will be.
Is it 30 days or?
30 days prior to the election.
Okay.
I believe it is October the 7th.
Point being, if you're not registered and want to register or need to upgrade your registration, if it's something on it that needs to be changed, now's the time.
Now's the time to do it.
Right.
And people need to know that if you move, you need to re-register. I mean, you're gonna try to vote and they're not gonna let you.
Yeah, it'll move along pretty
Right.
quick.
And you'll have to go back where you came from. Yeah.
But we would have to do that. So if you've moved, if you're not registered, get those in. And if you're 65 or older or disabled and you want a ballot by mail, call us, we'll send you an application, get it into us, so we can get that out. We have to have military ballots out 45 days ahead of time, so.
It'll move along pretty quick.
Yes, we're working on getting that done.
Okay, and if you send in, run your ballot by mail, and you check that one box on that deal that's put out by the parties, you get all of your ballots by mail until you change that, is that correct?
No, an annual ballot only works for a calendar year. So if they send it in January and mark annual, they'll get a ballot for each election this calendar year. So,
And you'll get that in the mail, and you can't vote unless you turn that in or you exercise your vote using that document.
correct.
And those votes do count.
Yes, they do. They do.
Would you mind dispelling that?
Right, there is the rumor going around that if you vote by mail, your vote doesn't count unless there's a tie. That is not true. Your
That's a
vote
creative rumor.
counts. Your vote counts no matter what. Whether you vote early, you vote by mail, you vote in person on election day.
The other question, if someone wants to write a name in, this came up last night, if they wanted to write a name in for president because they're less than enthused, write-in candidates have to be registered for the presidential election, I believe.
Correct. You can write in any name, but if you write in Mickey Mouse, of course, it is not count, but I mean, you can say you voted, but there will be a proof list of write-in.
So I can't write in Bob Hampton for president?
You can.
You can.
Okay.
But it would be,
I don't.
if someone wanted to do a write-in, it would probably need to be someone who was registered for the presidency. So in other words, it would have to be somebody that ran in the primaries,
No.
basically.
No.
If you ran
No.
in primaries, I don't think you're eligible.
No, you're
But
not.
like, say, you got, I don't know, I know locally, it would go to the judge, and he would declare a list of the local write-in candidates, and we would put that list out there with all the machines, and that's who they could write in.
Will there be four? You got a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, and
Green
a
Party.
Green? Is that the only four?
There could be an independent.
Sir, I think there's several parties, but they have to register to be on the ballot to a federal office or something like that. So there might be 7, there might be 8, there might be 6. You know, the Constitution Party, the Libertarian Party. There's even the Communist Party. I mean, there's every kind of party out there, but they got to register to a federal officer to be included in the ballot on the day of the election. Otherwise, the cap.
So far, we've heard of a Green candidate. Yes, thank you. But there could be a number, that's the only one that I've heard of. Is the-
So there'll probably be several then. That's,
He's a college student.
We haven't heard that part.
very good.
And
But if you've got questions, now is the time to find out about voter registration and getting
Changing your address,
ready to go.
making sure you're registered.
And I can't remember the date in August, we stay open late to accept write-in candidates. Is that
sorry?
correct? The date, I'm not remembering the date in August for accepting write-in candidates can come and fill out their,
Top of my head,
I don't either, it's latter part of August. Mr. Hampton?
While Mrs. Bohannon was talking about this, Thursday at Rotary, I was asked if we had to have a picture ID as of the Fifth Court ruling down there in
In New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah. So are we going to have a
No?
picture ID?
My understanding, like, our scuttlebutt is yes, but they may increase the list of IDs. Have you? You're the college kid.
In other words, you still got to have one, but it can be your
Library
Sam's
card.
Sam's card, yeah.
But I think you gotta have a picture ID, which means state ID, driver's license, military ID. And your card, your voter registration card.
You better check that. I would
Yeah.
suggest you check upstairs. We were all sent that opinion, but,
We haven't heard anything from the Secretary of State yet.
well, that's where I'd look for it. But meanwhile,
That's what we're looking at.
I think the court was
I think that went away.
rambled around, but it added a whole lot of emphasis to the fact that it's contrary to the Voting Rights Act. Absolutely ludicrous, but that's their interpretation of the law.
Judge, my question is, it's my understanding there's some sort of a convention starting today. I wonder if they're not going to require an ID? It's probably rhetorical.
Yes.
I think they forbid IDs. Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing you
No
just
idea.
stated, Mr. Hampton. That would really be, I'm sure there is a credentials committee that
Don't you
requires.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
Democracy is waist deep.
All right. Any other comments, anyone in the audience? Anyone? Commissioners?
Judge, would you talk about last night
I
at the
haven't.
Central Baptist?
Yeah, but I was going to kind of wait and see if you all had anything, but I will
Well,
Missed it.
do that one.
Yes, I wanted to say that the fundraiser for both city workers was tremendous. The outpouring of support from the community was huge. The Elks did another tremendous job, and it was just a fantastic get-together. And when I left at that point early after lunch on Friday, they had raised over $13,000.
12.
Over 12,000.
Yeah, at the very-
Did it grow from that point, do you know?
The very end accounting was about $55 short of $12,000. And then we were going to have to purchase some food that we ran out of food. I mean, we didn't anticipate that many people showing up. So we went from fish to chicken strips to
Pork cutlets.
And I mean, we were just emptying the freezers of the Elks Lodge, and so we were trying to get a number from the Elks Lodge because we used a lot of their food,
Right.
and the Board of Trustees says, no, that's a donation. So
That was great.
yeah, it was great. So the money was just $55 shy of $12,000, and Chief Reese reached in his pocket, leaving that up to $12,000. So each one of the families will receive a check for $6,000.
That is fantastic. And I want to comment on how coordinated the city of Wichita Falls and all those workers. John Burris made the comment about it being a large family, and it was. They were all involved. All the department heads were there working, and I was just very proud of to help and be a part of that because they were, their hearts were in that for those men. So.
Russell Schreiber, Darren Leiker were on the serving line, and
Yeah.
was-
John
it was
Burris
good.
was out there and helped us cook or relieved us a couple of times. The mayor was there. And it
when
was
we
just-
all showed up, John Burris was down there cooking beans and getting ready to do coleslaw. I mean, they were ready to
Yeah.
go. Mark Beecham was also
Yeah.
part of the city.
Larry
that-
from the landfill was there working. It was just
He bring any
fantastic.
leftovers, or?
There was zero leftovers, none whatsoever. They wiped us out, lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to comment too, how fantastic our volunteer fire departments are. They rescued me yesterday from a grass fire, cleaning up irrigation ditches, getting ready to irrigate, and it was just tremendous. Valley View came with a refurbished military truck they call Bigfoot. It looked great. It could spray out the corners of the truck as well as from the brush guard. And they did a tremendous job, as well as Iowa Park had 2 rigs there. Sheriff was quick to come and assess and then radio back to them. It was just a great, quick response. And helped me get
Who was
through
it that spent all those tax dollars? What happened? Who was that?
Jeff had the same experience that I've had several times. They saved you from yourself.
Yes.
I've had that happen a couple times.
Hinkle Land and Cattle has a fire truck, older model unit that stays around Watts Road there, but it was a lifesaver, and that volunteer fire department made up of Howard, Kurt, John, son John, and neighbor David White were quick to
That's
come
18
and help
there.
us reduce the spreading, and it was good. But if you have not been around, those guys were top notch and knew exactly what they were doing.
And it was 100 degrees.
And it was 100 degrees.
Yeah, very seldom fires are in the cold. Okay. Anyone else? All right, I do want to report on last night in Burke Burnett. They had a service for our law enforcement and first responders. It was sponsored by the Burke Ministerial Alliance. It took place at Central Baptist Church. It was a well done, inspiring ceremony. What they did a little different was they had every firefighter and law enforcement and EMT sign in to know that they were there. Then during the ceremony, they called each individual's names, had them stand, which was really kind of neat, and gave you a little idea to put a name and a face together with the person in uniform and what they did. So that was outstanding. And then Dr. David Hartman from First Christian Church in Wichita Falls gave a tremendous message. He started off talking about his family and some humor and things, and then led into and made reference to the letter to the editor that Wichita Falls police officer John Cook sent in. If you saw that in the paper, that was an excellent deal. It was just a super gathering of people to offer prayer and support to those men and women that serve in that. It's unfortunate that we don't think about this other than when tragedy brings us together. I am thankful that our prayers offered at the beginning of this court session, I'd say 99.99% of the time, bring in and recognize those that serve in a multiple number of ways and in harm's way to our county. What?
I'd like to look at that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize it was that well put together. Many
Yes, sir.
pages there.
Yeah. But it was certainly worth the effort. I do want to bring notice to other meetings we have this week. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we will continue with budget sessions, and then at 2 o'clock there will be a meeting. It's a public meeting, open the Salary Grievance Committee, and that will take place. And it is an open session. Anyone can come attend, and it's comprised of designated elected officials and public members who had been former grand jury members. Then on Friday at 10 a.m., we will have the bill and budget review on that, follow up on that. We're not cooking anywhere, are we, on Friday?
Maybe here.
That might be roasting instead.
Roasting.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Nancy had asked if we would double check. Do you have a vote down for those 6 people to accept the 6 names Drew?
Oh, no, we did not, and...
I'll make that motion.
Okay, make the motion. I'm
I'll
not sure.
second it,
Yeah.
Judge, while we're still in session.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Mahler to accept the 6 alternate names that were drawn for the Salary Grievance Committee. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Thanks, Nancy. I debated whether that was necessary, but I think we did last week.
We did last week.
Okay. Good enough. All right. It is 10:50. Let's take a recess and reconvene as close to 11 as we can.
I gotta find me an allergy pill. My eyes are just burning.